JUnit 4, an important heritance in JUnit. Here you can see an important inheritance in JUnit 4. JUnit tests I started using JUnit core class. It will can run us to finish the tasks. Other important inheritance shown here. The public class all default possibilities builder extend runner builder will be called and try to find runners to run test classes which are written by user. Finally, block JUnit 4 class runner will be called. Here you can see the interface filterable in org.gen.runner.manipulation. The runners that allow filtering should implement this interface. Implement filter to remove tests that don't pass the filter. The interface describable in jog.junit.runner represent an object that can describe itself. The interface sortable in org.junit.runner.manipulation. Interface for runners that allow sorting of tests. By sorting tests based on when they last failed, most recently failed first, you can reduce the average time to the first test failing. Test sorting should not be used to cope with the order dependencies between tests. Tests that are isolated from each other are less expensive to maintain and can be run individually. Class runner. A runner runs test and notifies a run notifier of significant event as it does so. You will need to subclass runner when using run with to invoke a custom runner. When creating a custom runner, in addition to implementing the abstract method here, you must provide the constructor that takes an argument the class contained in the test. The class parent runner type parameter t provides most of the functionality specific to the runner that implements the parent node in the test tree with children defined by object of same data type t. For block JUnit 4 class runner, t is method, and for suit t is class. Subclasses must implement finding the children of the node, describing each child and running each child. Parent runner will filter and sort children, handle at before class, at after class method, handle annotated class rules, create composite description, and run children sequentially. The class block JUnit 4 class runner in org.junit.runners implements the JUnit 4 standard test case class model as defined by the annotations in the org.junit package. Many users will never notice this class. It is now the default test class runner, but it should have exactly the same behavior as the old test runner, JUnit 4 class runner. The class JUnit 4 aliases the current default JUnit 4 class runner. For future proofing, the future versions of JUnit change the default runner class. They will also change the definition of this class. Developers wanting to explicitly tag a class as a JUnit 4 class should run with JUnit 4.class, not for example in JUnit 4.5. The class block JUnit 4 class runner with parameters in org.junit.runners.parameterize. A block class for class runner with parameters support. Parameters can be injected via constructor or an annotated fields. The class suit in org.junit.runners. Using suit as a runner allows you to manually build a suit containing tests from many classes. It is the JUnit 4 equivalent of the JUnit 3.8.x static test suit method. To use it, annotate the class with @run with suit.class and @suit classes test class 1.class etc. When you run this class, it will run all the tests in all the suit cases. Class parameterize in org.junit.runners. The custom runner parameterize implements parameterized tests. When running parameterized test class, instances are created for each cross product of the test method and the test data elements. Here the parent runner implemented the interface, the implemented interfaces are here filterable and sortable. And the superclass is runner, and runner implements desirable interface. Parent runner has subclasses block JUnit 4 class runner and suit. Block JUnit 4 class runner has subclasses JUnit 4 and block JUnit 4 class runner with parameters, and suit has subclass parameterize. Now this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching it.